Alright, so day 5 of stay in place, and we're doing an egg run today to some of our usual egg clients. My mom's gonna come with me. She's going stir crazy. I don't blame her. And I checked the peas this morning, and I swear they've grown just in less than 24 hours of being outside. So hopefully in a few weeks we'll start seeing some pea pods. For the eggs, we put them in new cartons, and I have some plastic bags that we haven't touched for several days. So according to some research that came out at the beginning of this thing only stays on cardboard for about a day and plastic for 4 days. We were trying to figure out where to put the chicken feed and talked about digging this out a little bit to make it level, and then I can just open this door and be right at the feed. But I think I found a little corner over here, put the feed in. I found this little guy in the dirt. So if one of you lost your little G.I. Joe, I found him. Come and get him. So I'm back in the coop. I need to spread some shavings for the chickens. It's not very hard. What I think is funny though is Dad got those rollaway nesting boxes, and the chickens didn't want anything to do with them. They just didn't want them, and he kept one of these old boxes up for them, and so they started laying in it. But the day after he put some shavings in the rollaways, they were laying in them. But the hard part is the shavings kind of restrict the egg rolling into the thing. If you saw our Facebook page, you'll see it kind of stopped at the shavings. And it's also been interesting that I did a post yesterday when I was working in the garden on our Facebook page about how a big cup of coffee and some sunshine and some hard work completely changes your motivation. It changes your mood. And I have to say that's part of the reason why I'm feeling a lot better. Last night I was happier, and today I'm more motivated, even though it's been drizzly, not very nice. But I'm not dwelling on everything bad that's going on. I'm doing something and it's changing my mood, and it's been pretty nice. I put some shavings in the boxes. I didn't realize I was gonna go through a whole bag, but I did. And they'll sort them out. Dad has one that likes to literally build her nest, and then she goes in and throws shavings out. I might find a couple pieces of wood to put under the chicken feeder. Can't really see right now because I don't like digging shavings out of their feed or water, so I'm trying to figure out something for that too. And they'll come in here and they'll rearrange everything anyway, so I'm not getting too picky about it. They have their opinion, so I'm gonna let them have it. I'm gonna show you one of my favorite tools ever. It's a battery-operated chainsaw. I found these 2 pieces of lumber in Colton's scrap collection. So I'm just gonna cut it, this one, well, I'm gonna kind of probably both in half so I can put the water and the feed up a little bit higher than the floor so the shavings don't get it quite as bad. I'm gonna use a battery-operated chainsaw because it just butter. You don't have to pull anything. It's battery operated. This is kind of the safety. When it's forward, you can't do anything. When you pull it back, you got power. So 2 almost equal pieces. That I'm probably going to use for the feeder. There we go, we got another couple pieces. Put the chainsaw back, disconnect the battery. There's just a little push button here. You push in. If you're more talented than me. And then on the battery itself, there's a little, you just press that and it Raisin's in the foreground. She did not want to go even climb into bed or wake up this morning. It was hysterical. She had such a good time yesterday. The last 2 days really. So she's been kind of loafing this morning. I'm gonna cut this to put on the top of the feeder because right now it's open and I don't want them just like roosting on top of it and pooping in it, and they'll roost on top of it still and they'll poop on top of it, but at least it won't be getting in the feed. And I kind of measured it by my hand, farmer trick. So I think it's about 10 inches by 30 inches that I need. The rain started coming in pretty hard, but I'd done most of what I wanted to outside. These are the feed information slips that come on most, if not all, feed bags for livestock. And I brought them in to compare them. This is a Do More Poultry Layer Crumble, 16% protein. This is a Purina Layer Plus Omega Complete Feed, and it is also 16% protein. But the prices are different, and I got them for each, for different purposes. One, this is considered a higher quality feed. It's made by Purina, which is a, I'm pretty sure, a national company that you would be familiar with. This Do More is more for our local feed store. I don't know how widely spread it is other than our Tractor Supply stores. But when you're looking at ingredients for feed, you got to look at more than the pretty bag. The Do More is pretty plain packaging. Purina is, you know, red and white and has chickens and all different little catchy phrases on there to buy it. But what you have to watch is that this is 50 pounds of feed. This is only 40 pounds of feed. And you're paying more for it. So a bag of Do More feed with tax is about $14.51 per bag. So it's about 29 cents a pound. The Purina is about $16.12 with tax and about 40 cents per pound. So it's a third more than the Do More. Some people argue that Purina is a way better feed, it's better quality, whatever it is. And I'm not going to deny that, but I'm going to try a crumble variety and a pellet variety. And the Purina probably has some more micronutrients to it that the Do More doesn't. But there's one thing that I found interesting. Layers need more calcium. And in the Do More, the calcium has a minimum of 3.8% and a maximum of 4.8%. Now that's a 1% variable, but when you look at the Purina calcium, it ranges from 3.5 to 4.5. So the Do More may have a little more calcium, which the egg layers need in order to make sure that they have good hard shells. So I was kind of intrigued by that. Now, this is a long list of ingredients, but this is also a longer list. And there's a whole bunch of words in there that I don't know that are long, and some might be scary, but I am not afraid of commercialized feed. We don't feed organic, partly because of the cost. It is significantly more expensive to purchase feed, and we aren't set up to grow our own feed. If we were to go organic feeding for the chickens, we would have to probably charge 2 to 3 more times our current rate. And I'm not sure that our existing market would buy that right now. Maybe in the future, but in order to get those prices, we'd probably have to go to larger cities, which then we'd also have to factor in travel costs, time, and more that can't sustain us at an organic level. But for us right now, organic is not uh, gonna be for our chickens. Colton talked about going organic in the garden, and that's way more doable for us right now than to feed the chickens. Down the road, we'll look at going organic and seeing if we can modify their feed differently, because they can't go on grass alone. They do need some kind of grain supplement, especially calcium, and we can get that from oyster shells and some other things, but we need to do more research and then we'll go from there. Backpedaling a little bit, I also chose a crumbles and a pellet. Some chickens don't like the crumbles. My dad's don't seem to really care, but some chickens don't like the pellets. I don't know what these chickens are gonna like, but his are kind of spoiled. So I'm mixing the two to see if they start sifting through one and leaving the other, or if they just eat it all. It may depend on time and as they get more relaxed in their new environment. So that's also a reason why I chose 2 different feeds. Partly because of cost and partly because of flavor. Really, some, like people, they have their preference for flavor and texture. Once in a while we get asked, why are your eggs so expensive? And yeah, they're more expensive than the store, but they're not as expensive as some other eggs I've heard about in other areas, of course. But these are not going to be your $1, $2 dozen of eggs. And I'm sorry I can't offer that, but we have to pay for feed, electricity, shavings, any repairs. We have to pay for the birds themselves. And sometimes it'd be nice if we paid for the labor too, which most of the money does not cover. It pretty much covers their feed. A little bit extra, but not a lot. So that's why our eggs are so expensive, is because we have to pay for things. Well, another day done. Not a whole lot done, but except I got a really awesome nap. It was great. So we got the chickens pretty much ready to go. Eggs were delivered. Still catching up on our wait list. And chickens coming Saturday. I was able to borrow some crates from my mother and father-in-law. Thank you. And so we can transport them. And I'm running out of things I have to get done other than cleaning the house. And my wonderful mother has offered to come help me, but I really hate cleaning. I hate it. Colton had an idea, which has been in the back of my mind for a while, is to do like a t-shirt or something, and we might do it as a giveaway, or if people would be interested in purchasing t-shirts, let me know. You can comment here or contact me privately or through the various channels that we have. We do have a blog/website, jctrustichomestead.com. We have a Facebook page. It's once again JCT Rustic Homestead, or email jctrustichomestead@gmail.com, or if you know us personally, just contact us that way. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think for the design. We were kind of probably thinking our logo, which is really a picture Colton took several years ago of his tractor in front of the barn. But if you have any design ideas or suggestions, let us know and we'll be in touch. But I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, and until tomorrow, have a good night.